was an ordinary day, 29th of May, on a flight from Pembroke Dock to the Bay of Biscay. For the crew and Gordon Singleton of the Royal Australian Air Force and their Sunderland T9114.
When a call came over the radio, keep a lookout on the sea below for friends in need of a hand. They saw two dinghies floating there, with the weather closing in should they dare to land.
They called back to base command to seek permission. Could they land? But nothing came back on the way back. And with the cloud base falling fast, they could see no other choice but to go down and save those poor boys.
With all survivors saved, but now carrying that extra weight, the plane couldn't take flight again. Stranded out in the open seas, who would come to rescue these brave men?
It was the French destroyer, a combatant, diverted out from patrol that came to answer the call. They took survivors from the plane, just a skeleton crew would remain, but the seas now were rising up again.
So they were taken into tow, but the line it wouldn't hold, and eventually the mooring post gave out. Adrift again with a choice to make, to abandon the plane or attempt to take flight.
They took the option for the flight, pushed the throttles open wide, and eventually that Sunderland gained height. But the takeoff wasn't kind. When they looked they were to find a hole torn below the waterline.
Now unable to land and with no parachutes on hand, Singleton would attempt the unknown. To get plane and crew safely down, they'd have to come to ground at an aerodrome.
Angle airfields they chose to the south of the West Wales coast to make the approach. And it seemed all of Squadron 461 came out to see if Singleton could do what had never been done.
With preparations made on board, the engine slowed to almost all the flaps were full and the line was set. The keel made contact with the grass, slid on for a while, then at last it came to rest.
All the crew walked away, not a soul was hurt that day, and the landing went down in history. For the crew and Gordon Singleton of the Royal Australian Air Force and their Sunderland T9114.
That day in 1943 would be etched in the memories of the captain and his crew for good. And for each of those selfless men, if they had to do it again, you know they would.